back to the TR7V8. Major surgery going on here. This is the, get rid of the keys, this is the loom for the heater matrix, and I took a few photos of it. I've taken the dash out just to get to this because, as I said, the fan speed 3 was the only one that's working, and for the lower speeds from the schematic, you know, there's two resistors which are in circuit here. I think the obviously larger one is for the fan speed 1, and this is for fan speed 2, I believe, because it's a more robust resistor. Now, they're fine. I tested this out yesterday, limiting the current on my power supply, and these were getting warm. So these are actually in the airflow, and they sit in here. If I get the camera in there, they sit in that little black box there, if you can see it, and they actually are in the airflow. And when they were heating up last night, they were getting a bit warm, and a bit of smoke coming off them, a bit of dust and stuff. So I put the steering wheel back on just to drive the car out of the garage, and yeah, so plan is to get I'm going to take the steering wheel back off again today. Plan is to get the dash back in and connect everything back up again. But before I do that, because the steering wheel's off and the dash is out, I plan to get the steering bush done as well, and yeah, sort out the choke securing bracket, because that's all a bit wobbly at the moment, and get the choke switch on, yeah, the choke switch on, and check the wiring for that. And apart from that, yeah, not too much of a problem. Cleaned out all the air pipes and everything, and I have those in here, and I just thought I'd clean up, not sure what you would call these, but these go onto the dash, and this is where you see those little metal grates here. There's little metal grates. I've sprayed them, cleaned them off and sprayed them up nicely. Can't really see that on the camera. There you go. And yeah, I've sprayed these up as well. You see that? Give them a nice finish. Cleaned them up. They're all rusted. Just smooth them down and give them a bit of a spray. I mean, why not while it's out? And there's my dash down there and all the bits and pieces, and the dash is there so I don't lose it. Very mindful about keeping everything together. I've got some new screws, etc. And yeah, let's see what problems I get when I end up putting it all back together again, I suppose. And yeah, so it's that Wadebridge car show last weekend, and I've never seen so many TR7s and TR7V8s together, and I think it was mainly the Cornish TR Club that were there, and yeah, some great gents with some great cars in different processes, and a couple of mint 7s, really nice to see. And yeah, so this is what I'll be cracking on with today. Looks a bit of a mess, but it'll all come together nicely. One hopes. And yeah, I'm just going to crack on with it today. So the main thing is to get that TR7 bush for the steering done, and cut off that washer that's been welded onto the bulkhead. So with that, I shall leave it there. Thanks very much. Bye now. Okay, just an update for the steering bulkhead bush. I've got the conglomeration that was in there, and the new poly bush will go in, but she needs to be softened up a bit, and I'm going to clean all this up, and where the holes have been drilled I'm going to clean all that up and put a bit of Not sure if you can see that. Let me get you on the camera there. This pipe's in the way, is it? Yeah, you can see all that in there. Going to clean all that up. I'll give you a shot of what it looks like inside and what was on there, and the reasons why they did what they did. I suspected that with the extra plates that were put in, there may have been some damage on the bulkhead, but clearly there isn't. So why did they do what they did? I'll get to that in a bit, but let's have a look inside. And this is why I did this, because it was so harsh on the you can see inside. I had to grind off some of it there. You see that? I think that's it by the look of it. Let's get the camera screen around so I can see. Yeah, so again, I'm going to clean all that up, and I'll probably mask the holes with some 2-pack epoxy metal stuff I have, and yeah, I'll take you to what I found in there, and I had to get off. So this is basically what they had. They had this on the bulkhead, and obviously this was still too large. This was still too large, so they welded in another plate inside, which would have been the circumference of the, or just about the steering column. And unfortunately for me, one of the screws had welding on it, so I couldn't get it out. They had these nuts on, so there's 4 of these in there securing this plate on, and that welded to it obviously, and the steering column went through here. And so you can imagine with that, it's been quite a mechanical, it's still an issue with the driving of the car. Made it really harsh. And these screws, well, I mean, they could have picked a lot shorter ones. I mean, they were ridiculous to get off, and I had to use mole grips on the nuts hanging down just so I could unwind these, but they did come off thankfully in the end. Apart from the one that had the weld on, I couldn't get to the head, the flat head on it, so I had to hold this one with the mole grips, and then use a little spanner to get the nut off. I don't know which one it was, but hey, it's probably gone now. But yeah, so that's out. And on the inside of the car there was that washer, this one here, which does sit on the end of the shaft, and it was bolted. It was actually welded again. It was actually welded again here. That just pretty much fell off. The welds were so badly done. But I need to use that on the other side. So the idea is just to clean all this up again, like I said, and where are we? There we are. And get the rubber bushing in and get the steering column back into situ. So it's a lot easier to do with the dash out, believe it or not. A bit more light and everything. So it's one I had to get done. So like I said, I'm going to clean all this up and get it nicely treated, and take it from there. Alright, so once we've all got it back together again, I might do another shot of it, and yeah, see how it goes. Alright, bye for now. Okay, so after a lot of trouble and strife, the bushing is in there. See if you can see it. It's an orange one. And no damage on the bulkhead, as I may have said before. And she's in. There's the orange bit, and I've sprayed up the bulkhead, as it were. I'm just going to see how she goes. It looks evenish. Yeah, a bit of grease there, you can see it come through. I did take the opportunity to grease the column as well. I've just got the steering wheel back on, just so I can get it back into the garage. And tomorrow I'll be getting the dash back in, I think. Yeah. The trials and tribulations of that. I also did put a new felt backing on the flap there, and yeah, as you can see, it's got a sticky back on it, so should last a while, I think. Yeah, so it should seal it a bit better than what it was. Now, getting to the one on the inside, you can just feel the foam is pretty much brittle and it's flaking a bit. I don't want to get the whole thing out. It means I've got to drain the system and the matrix, and pulling that thing out might just end up with a lot more heartache. Like I say, primarily I want to get the bush done and the fan speed. I've got all the not sure if you'll be able to see that in there, but I have got the coil pack back in, but I haven't routed the cable yet. Be ready to do that tomorrow. So this is here, she's back in onto the inside the incoming airflow for the filter box, the fan box assembly. So yeah, I tested the coils last night, they're fine, heating up nicely. And so yeah, all I did was bypass the thermistor. I guess I know if the fan's going to go, it's not to put the fan on. So it is fused, so there we go. So with that, I'm going to get the car back away for the evening. I'm done for today. A bit of an ordeal getting that bush in. It's very, very tight, and it's polyurethane one. And all I did was bring out my Yeti travel mug, filled it with boiling water. That's it down there. I left the bush in there for quite a time, about 10 minutes, and I just put it in with my hand. And yeah, that was it. It went in with a nice bit of persuasion. So, happy days. And from there, I shall leave it for another day. Bye now. Well, this is the third day. I'm on the TR7 dash. Didn't get it back in yesterday. The day was getting a bit late. I was getting a bit tired and hungry. And yeah, so today's the day I'm going to get the dash back in. Of course, it's going to be somebody's building. There we go. Just as I start filming, he starts to bang. But anyway, so I've routed the cable for the fan back in, and it's all back in its holder, and I've connected it all up. If you just want to make a note there, the green and yellow goes in the middle. These are two thicker wires because they can. Thank you for the banging, sir. But anyway, here we go. So speed 1. Yeah, she's coming out. Speed 2, higher, and then speed 3. Bit dodgy that connection. Speed 3, speed 2, speed 1. More banging, please. There we go. So these are populated in, but I've got these self-tappers in there, so it's a sight on the connection. 2, 3. So I'm happy with that. So now for the job of getting the dash back in. Like I said, I'm not going to film it. I shall just crack on with it today. I've been cleaning up all the... Alright, sorry about that, my battery exhausted. So yeah, I've cleaned all these out and going to get them back in. And obviously on with the dash. Before it gets too hot today, it's a lovely day. It's about 10 o'clock this morning. And yeah, So wish me luck. Get the dash back in. It'll give me a chance to route the cables a bit better and tie everything nicely with cable ties, etc. And yeah. Now the only issue I have is that this thing doesn't seem to be too tight there. It's a bit loose. I'm not sure if that's normal. If anybody seen the same, or I think there should be some sort of stand up under there or something. I don't know. I think it should be higher, because I always thought that the center console was always a bit too high in there. And, you know, obviously lifting this to get the screws into these two connections here, which puts a bit of stress on it. So I might see if I can actually maintain the rigidity of that, as long as it doesn't impede any of the cables. But it is trial and error, and see how it goes. I think one of the main things is getting that rubber back in all the way around. There are some clips on the rubber. I did think about getting a new one, but I thought, well, clips are there. There's just slight deformation at the ends. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a slight rip there, but I mean, it should still hold. Yeah, for what it is, it's not a sealing strip as such. For the window, there's no leaks in the window whatsoever, so yeah, good to go. And apart from that, I shall crack on, otherwise I'm just going to start waffling about nothing. Alright, I'll get back when everything's full and done. Thank you. Right, car's all done. I've just taken it for a test drive and everything seems to be working. Even the clock's working, look. How about that? Happy day. And yeah, so half a tank of fuel. Yeah, the choke light there, so sorry, the fuel lights decided not to come on, but I'm sure she will in time. I think there's a bit of an intermittent connection there. So the car drives a lot better with that new bushing. I'm so happy I did it, so happy. And yeah, 3 speeds on the fan. Let's see if I can, I haven't got the handles in yet. Speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. Happy days. Happy days indeed. So what's next? Okay, will be the fuel light, premature activation. Anything else? Well, the doors don't, both lights don't come on. I was going to have a quick look at the wiring, but you know what? I just could not go down that path. It's not as if we're driving this a lot at night, so it really doesn't matter. The air cowlings were a bit of fun and games, so yeah, I'm sure anybody that's done this knows exactly the pain that you can go through. Yeah, nothing. I've just got to tidy the cables up a little bit under the driver's footwell, but apart from that, the car drives a lot better. It's not so harsh on the steering anymore, and you don't get that clunk anymore. Happy days. Oh, there's the fuel light. It's come on. It's decided to come on. So next job would be to get the fuel sender out to check that gauge, and I think that's showing low resistance on it when it shouldn't be. So, but thankfully the fuel gauge is working, and that's it's just over half a tank. So with that, what a job. 3 days. Well, not complete 3 days, but there you go. Over 3 days, I managed to get it all done. And with that, any questions or comments, please ask, or please do comment, good or bad. I can only learn. Thanks very much. Bye now.